Today, hold on. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the stream where it is Monday. So, welcome if you are here. If you're watching this on the replay, welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about the Marvel 2025 slate because Marvel is going to be pretty big in 2025. I mean, there is so much going on with Marvel, not just Marvel television and animation, but we got some stuff coming to the theaters. I mean, it's going to be a packed year for Marvel, for DC, for all things video games. Just everything's going to be packed next year. So I kind of just wanted to go over all the projects and kind of give my thoughts on them and things of that nature, and just kind of go over all that and get your guys' thoughts. What you think about the projects? Which ones are you excited for? Things of that nature. So we're gonna get into that. I'm just gonna kind of wait and see if people are gonna jump in. Hopefully, I can get some people to come in. We'll see. But until then, I kind of just want to know if you're new here. Welcome to the stream. If you like the vibe of the stream, if you're watching this on the replay and you like these live streams, definitely hit the like button, comment, share the stream, tell some friends, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell, anyone around about these streams. Because if so, I mean, hey, that helps my channel, it helps my reach, and it helps you guys out and everyone else who are, they're looking for this kind of content. I know it's a very big climate for this kind of content, but I'm trying to break through. I'm trying to do something different, something unique with this. So yeah, that's all of that. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna jump straight into talking about Marvel. 2025 slate. There's a lot of things coming. So I guess we could start with this little trailer. I have the trailer up on my TV. So, obviously we get the little trailer, we get the video, and it's of Deadpool and Wolverine, that scene with, you know, all the scenes of Deadpool on the TV. So that was a nice way to kind of tie this into that, especially knowing that we know that Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be on Disney Plus this month, actually. So that's going to be really cool that that movie is going to be coming to Disney Plus. So the first thing we got in that trailer is Daredevil Born Again. And Marvel knows that Daredevil Born Again is probably a lot of people's most anticipated show, of next year. It's definitely one of mine. And, everyone's curious about how Daredevil Born Again is going to continue, with the original the original Netflix Daredevil series and what they're going to do, and with Kingpin and, Punisher and all these characters that are going to be returning. Let's see, I got some comments here. What's up, DJ Knight? How are you doing? You said you saw 7 episodes of The Penguin. Awesome. Yeah, the latest episode of The Penguin is really good. Really good. I'm really interested to see where they go with the final episode. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, jumping back into the Disney Plus thing, Daredevil Born Again, we got shots of, Matt Murdock talking to Kingpin at a cafe. We have some shots of Daredevil, Matt in the suit, in the Daredevil suit. He's fighting someone, which I don't know if many people caught it. I know I caught it when I did my reaction, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen my reaction, I have a link to this to the in this the I have a link in the description for the reaction if you want to check that out. Really enjoyed making that, and we know that Daredevil's fighting someone in a blue suit, and I automatically caught on to that and said that's Bullseye. Bullseye has a blue suit. We obviously didn't see Bullseye, but you could see like the back of his suit, and his helmet is blue. So hopefully we'll see him with the actual Bullseye on his suit at some point. I think that would be really cool. We also got Muse, who Muse is also one of the villains in here. And if you know about Muse in the comics, this guy is dark. He is a very dark villain. To kind of put into terms for you guys, this guy literally murders people and takes the blood of his victims and uses it in his art. That's how gruesome he is. And there's more stuff with Muse, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Muse's character in this. Also, I'm trying to think. Obviously, we got John Bernthal back as Punisher. I'm looking forward to that. I love John Bernthal as Punisher. and obviously in Daredevil season 2 and also in the Punisher series. So it's really good to see him, come back. So hopefully, who knows, maybe from this we might get a Punisher series or, maybe a Punisher movie or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool to see, that, him come back and have some kind of mission. I know we've been talking about in the past about the Midnight Suns, so maybe if, that Midnight Suns movie is a go, and if Marvel decides to make the next saga after the multiverse saga, the supernatural saga, who knows? Maybe he'll join the Midnight Suns. That would be really cool as well. So there's a lot of interesting avenues they could take with Punisher. Obviously, we got Kingpin. We have Vanessa back, the original actor from the Daredevil series, who's reprising her role as Vanessa. So it's really awesome to see her. Really interested to see what their relationship is going to be like in terms of this. What made her come back to Kingpin? Because if you, as you guys know, with Daredevil season 3, at the end when Daredevil finally took down Kingpin, she left him. So I'm really curious about what made her come back. What did he do? What did he say to kind of get her to come back? So that's going to be an interesting dynamic there. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? We really didn't see too much else in terms of Daredevil Born Again besides, again, some of the villains, like I said, Muse, Kingpin. We saw Miss Marvel's dad as well, which I know there's some controversy right now with Miss Marvel's dad, so I won't speak too much about that, but we do know Miss Marvel's dad is going to be in the show. As far as what his role is going to be, I'm sure it's going to be something very small. But yeah, you said Elektra. I didn't see Elektra. I don't think Elektra is going to be in here. I mean, she could. It could be a surprise. Maybe she could come back. I mean, she kind of did die, but she kind of didn't die. That was kind of left open ended with the Defender show. So, I mean, she could come back, and I think there's some interesting things they could do with Elektra, if she does come back, because, reading the Zarsky run of the comics, Elektra, she becomes Daredevil in the comics for a time. So that would be interesting if they could do maybe like, have Matt as the Daredevil, and then you have Elektra as Lady Daredevil. I don't know. I think that would be a yeah, interesting dynamic to see what they could do with that. So I think that's all for Daredevil Born Again. And then next afterwards, we got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So we finally got our first look at the series and what it's going to look like. And I'm seeing the reception online. I'm seeing things are very mixed. Some people like the animation style. Some people are looking forward to the series, and there's some people who think it's horrible looking, it's terrible, and things of that nature. And I kind of want to give my thoughts and opinions on that. Um, as of right now, like I can't really judge too much because it was only like 5 to 6 seconds of footage that we got from that series. If there's a trailer, if we when we do get a trailer for the series, I feel like I could give a better, feel and vibe of what the show's gonna be like, instead of like judging off of like a split second of the Spider-Man suit that we see from that trailer, and then we get the little footage from that. So I don't want to be that person. I know there's a lot of people online who are saying, oh, this show looks horrible. This show's gonna flop. Why didn't they just give us Spider-Man 98? And I'm just seeing a lot of that, and I'm like, that's the problem. Like X-Men 97 works because I feel like X-Men 97, clearly there was some more story to tell with X-Men 97. But with Spider-Man 98, I think the issue I have is what more story could you tell? Because in X-Men 97, we got, Mary Jane, the cliffhanger with Mary Jane, she was missing. Mary Jane's back. To me, like I feel like that's one resolution done. Like what do we need Spider-Man 98 for besides it just being another nostalgia based show that people just want to relive the quote unquote golden days of their childhood. And I'm not saying that to be rude. If you want Spider-Man 98, that's your choice, but in my honest opinion, I feel like it just wouldn't serve as much of a purpose besides it just being a nostalgia thing for people. And I don't think every show Marvel needs to do needs to be a nostalgia based thing. It's good that Marvel can, do different things and branch out to new characters, because if not, we're going to keep getting the same cycle of things that we got 10 years ago. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting so tired of that. Not every show needs a reboot. Not every show needs a revival. It's good to do new ideas and fresh new characters and takes. So that's how I feel about it personally. I won't get too much into it. I like I said, I know people are not set on the animation style, and that's fine. Not everybody is gonna be okay with the animation style. For me, example, people love Spectacular Spider-Man. I'm not the biggest fan of the show personally. I never really was interested in it because I didn't like the animation style of it. Now I know people like the show because of the storytelling and Josh Keaton's performance as Spider-Man, yes, but I just never was never a fan of it. I always turned from it because again, it just didn't feel like a Spider-Man show, artistic wise for me personally. And people may feel like this about this show, and again, it's okay. It's fine to have different opinions, so I'll leave it at that. And then we got Ironheart after that. Now I said, first off, I said in my reaction that I wasn't too. Ironheart was a maybe for me. I'm not sure about Ironheart, but kind of thinking about it now and kind of thinking about the implications it could have, I think Ironheart could be interesting for a multitude of reasons. For one, we're getting the technology side of, the MCU, which we've gotten that, previously with Iron Man and, other characters. But I think they could take it up a notch with Ironheart and show Riri's abilities. Because I don't really know that much about Riri, to be honest with you. Obviously, she was in Wakanda Forever. And Wakanda Forever, her character in Wakanda Forever, it was okay. I wasn't enthralled with her character. Her character didn't really catch me right then. But with this series, they may have the opportunity to catch, catch her vibe and, what she does. And if you guys have some Ironheart comic suggestions down below, let me know. I would love to check out some Ironheart comics as well. Because, again, I want to know more about these characters. I want to know more about what they do, what purpose they serve, what characters they've interacted with throughout their history. So I'm definitely interested about that. Now, one thing that does get me curious is Anthony Ramos. If you know from the Transformers movie that came out last year, he was to me one of the best parts of that film, and I love that Transformers movie that they did. Um, and I'm kind of curious what they're gonna do. If you know about the GI Joe thing. I'm curious about what they're gonna do with that. But I like this character in that film, and I like that actor too. I've seen him in some other things. So he's going to be playing the Hood, which I know a little bit about the Hood. The villain, because he's interacted with Spider-Man a couple times. So I've seen that character, so I'm familiar with it. So that's kind of an aspect that kind of gets me excited about what they could do with him. And yeah, like pretty much that's it. I think her new suit looks better. I like the new suit that she's going to acquire. That's going to be interesting. Just the whole, technology and magic thing. It's going to be interesting, how they're going to mix the two with that series. So that's my thoughts on Ironheart. At first, I was kind of like it's a maybe, but now kind of thinking about it, thinking over it, Ironheart might have my attention. So I'm going to give it that. And like I said, I'm going to support Riri. I'm going to support the actress because you never know. You never know what that series might do. So there's that. And then what was next? I think we had What If season 3, right? So What If season 3, in my honest opinion, I'm not the biggest fan of What If. I there's certain What If scenarios that I would have liked to have seen that we didn't get or have not gotten that I wish we could have gotten. Like, one was like, what if what if certain heroes would have survived the blip, right? So like with Infinity War. Like, I think it would have been cool to have seen like a universe where, what if, only, the entire universe was gone, but there was like only one hero left, you know, or, what if the remaining other half that got blipped were the ones that stayed? There was a scenario like that I would have liked to have seen. Just kind of different ones that, again, I wish they could have done. I don't know. Like I said, what if just isn't, in terms of the animation side, what if just isn't one of those shows that I go back to and watch? The only what if episodes that I really went back to watch was the Captain Carter one. I thought that one was really interesting, and the Star Lord T'Challa one, for obvious reasons. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. But those are like the only two episodes that I ever went back to watch. I just didn't watch those. But one interesting thing I will say about what they showed us is that there is a Blade as Moon Knight in the What If series. So that's going to be interesting because I know the constant meme. I'm just getting tired of seeing the constant meme of Blade. It's never gonna happen, or there can only be one Blade. I'm just getting tired of seeing that. So at least we're getting some kind of Blade content, although it may not be Blade himself. Is Blade as Moon Knight, which is a really interesting crossover when you think about it. Especially when those two characters, depending upon the team that you headcanon for the Midnight Suns, could the Midnight Suns already exist in that what if scenario? That's something we'll have to find out because they could do some little hints and teases there if they want to. I'm gonna get to your comments in a second. Yeah, looks good for Daredevil to return. Yeah, yeah, it is stacked for Marvel. DJ Knight. If we could only get Agents of Shield back to see more episodes, it could be interesting. Agents of Shield. If Coulson is in What If, the character Coulson from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so who knows? Maybe we could get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon from this. Because I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. currently isn't canon in the MCU, but maybe that could be their way to tie it in. We'll have to see. Me TV Tunes. What are you referring to, Richard? We're talking Marvel right now. Let's see, on Grandpa's series finale. Yeah, yeah. Bach, I know you keep talking Powerpuff Girls, but I don't know anything about the Powerpuff Girls reboot. No one does. Only Craig McCracken does. I don't know anything about that. But yeah, we got What If, and then I believe we had Marvel Zombies right after that. They showed us a little bit of Marvel Zombies. I gotta be honest. I mean, it's the same style as What If. I mean, with the concept art, I should have known that it would have been the same style, but I kind of wish they would have gone a different style with Marvel Zombies. Marvel Zombies could be interesting. It just depends on what they do. I just personally don't feel like 4 episodes of Marvel Zombies is enough. If you're going to do Marvel Zombies, I feel like you should go all out and do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. Not just do 4 episodes of, to me, what feels like a continuation of What If. And it might not even be a continuation of What If, but, just in terms of the way they went about it, it just feels like it's just a continuation of What If. But that's just how I feel about Marvel Zombies. So I don't really have too much to say about that. Then I believe we had Wonder Man, or Wonderman, as I like to call him, because I don't know. I just find it funny, Wonderman. Um, so Wonder Man could be interesting. Like I said, I don't know too much about the Wonder Man character. From what I do know about Wonder Man is, he's a character in the comics. He's an actor. He was a part of the Avengers team. My good buddy Marvel fan, he told me, a little bit about his friendship with Hank McCoy. And if you know who Hank McCoy is, he's Beast from the X Men, so there could be some connections there to the X Men. And the MCU is kind of sprinkled, connections with the X Men in between, just little bits and pieces. If you've seen the recent, last episode of Agatha All Along, then you know that Wiccan suit, you will notice on his sleeve that he has an X-Men patch. So, they're sprinkling, the mutant saga a little bit in there, so we're gonna get that eventually. I know that's probably gonna be the next big thing after Secret Wars. But you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know that much about Wonder Man to really give like an honest opinion. It could be interesting because again, an actor, in a show that's acting as another person in a show, it could be that kind of meta thing where, you kind of see the day to day of what it's like to be an actor. Because, I've said it before. I've said it many times. Um, my ultimate goal, is to be an actor. I want to be an actor. I want to be a really good actor. I don't want to be just an actor. I want to be a movie star because I feel like in this modern time, you know, I want to be someone like a Denzel or a Tom Cruise, where every time you hear his name, you're like, I know that guy. He does good movies. He does some interesting movies. You know, I want to be on that level. I don't want to be just an actor that you see every now and then and it's like, oh yeah, I know this person. He does some roles here and there. No, I want to be someone that you'll see me in a superhero movie. You'll see me in a romantic comedy. You'll see me in a horror film. Like you'll see me in different things and say, you know what? That's the guy right there. Give him an Oscar. Give him an Emmy. I wanted to be on that level. So, um, but just going back into Wonder Man, like they could, go on that thing of, Hollywood, how Hollywood is and how tough it could be, for an aspiring actor to try to, get roles and different things of that nature. So maybe they could do something with that. Also, Trevor is in there. If you remember Iron Man 2, Trevor was, in that movie. So I wonder what his role is going to be. Is he up to no good again? Which I feel like he might be up to no good. I do know that Wonder Man is gonna have some horror elements to it. So I wonder what kind of horror elements. I do also know that Wonder Man does end up dating the Scarlet Witch. So we do obviously know Wanda's gonna come back at some point. We just don't know when, but we do know that she is gonna come back. So I don't know if they're gonna explore that relationship or not. They might not. I don't know. I'm now. It's kind of like, I see Marvel doing certain things from the comics, but I don't see them doing a copy and paste word for word because to some that might be boring, because some people are like, I already know about this, like I already know what happens. So maybe they want to, do a different thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with adding a twist to things. um and yeah, I know there's some controversy about, Wonder Man, the casting of Wonder Man, because Wonder Man is a Caucasian male. um and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know too much about the character. I need to read some more on Wonder Man to kind of like understand exactly what it is his character does, to kind of just give an opinion. But I'm interested in Wonder Man. Interested in that actor as well. I've seen him. He played Manta in Aquaman 2, which Aquaman 2 wasn't very good. But I did like that actor, so I'm curious about that. And then I believe after that we got Eyes of Wakanda, which Eyes of Wakanda has a different animation style compared to the other Marvel animation shows that we've gotten. Um, but I don't know. I'd have to see Eyes of Wakanda to kind of really feel something because, I've always wanted a Black Panther cartoon. I've always wanted a cartoon following the life of T'Challa and, things that, missions and things that he would go on. And it just feels like to me, Eyes of Wakanda is just going to be about the ancestry of Wakanda. And there's nothing wrong with exploring that. That could be interesting, but I just would have preferred a Black Panther cartoon personally, following the life of T'Challa. But that's just me. Um, so I don't really have too much to say about Eyes of Wakanda. And then I think that was it. Besides Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be coming out on Disney Plus. I think next week. I believe next week on Disney Plus, which I enjoy. Deadpool, Darepool. That's crazy. Deadpool and Wolverine for what it was. I really enjoyed that film. I had a fun time with it. So yeah, that's gonna be cool that that's gonna be on Disney Plus. I'm a physical collector. I love physical media. So I'm definitely gonna be buying the movie on DVD and Blu-ray and things of that nature. Because again, I just think physical media is better than digital media, in my honest opinion. And I've gone through the reasons why. But again, with physical media, you actually own what you have. You know, if Disney Plus decides to take away Deadpool and Wolverine today off Disney Plus, you wouldn't have to worry about it because you have the actual disc to put it in whenever you want to watch it. So, that's the plus of physical media. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of, the trailer. They gave a whole release date list of all the shows. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is going to be in January. What If is in December. So season 3 of What If is going to be in December. Deadpool and Wolverine coming out next week. Believe it's next week. Um, I think Daredevil Born Again is in March. So that's going to be next. But I don't know what comes after that. It might be Marvel Zombies, but I honestly don't remember. But Marvel is stacked next year in terms of shows and animation. And also movies, because again, we got Captain America Brave New World coming out in February. We have, Fantastic Four in July. And then we have the Thunderbolts. When is the Thunderbolts again? I forgot when the Thunderbolts come out, but they come out sometime next year. That's all the movies there. If Blade would have been done, we would have had Blade come out in November, but the new Predator movie now has that release slot. So Blade has been, delayed indefinitely, which I've gone over. It's not canceled. I don't know why people keep saying that Blade is canceled. It's not canceled. It's just delayed indefinitely. That doesn't mean that the movie's canceled. Again, I honestly feel like they have a bigger plan for Blade, and I've gone over that, and I don't want to repeat everything that I've said before, but we've talked a lot about Blade in one of my previous streams. So if you want to check that out, I have a whole playlist full of streams where we've talked Blade and different things like that. Um, but yeah, out of all the shows, got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil, Marvel Zombies, Eyes of Wakanda, Ironheart, Wonderman. Am I missing something else? What If season 3? What are you guys most excited for? I want to know, uh, what caught your attention more out of the trailer, uh, things of that nature. Also, D23 is this week as well in Brazil. So we might be getting some more stuff at D23. So if there are any trailers that come out, I will definitely be doing reactions to those trailers over here on the channel. So if you like that kind of content, definitely stick around because, yeah, you guys have been, showing a lot of love and support for the reactions. The Marvel one I did, I think that one's at 600 views, which that's really good. That's probably one of the highest I've ever gotten for a reaction ever. And the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man First Look, I kind of mixed that up a little bit. Kind of cut the parts from, the footage that we got of that. That one took off. That one went crazy. The Daredevil one, I think that one just reached 300 views. So again, You guys are seemingly love the Marvel content that I talk about over here, so I'm gonna try to talk more Marvel content. Now, I enjoy talking about it. Don't get me wrong, like I love talking animation, but sometimes I get tired of talking about it because I don't know. I just feel like sometimes there's like if I don't talk about specific things, animation wise, it's kind of like people really don't care. Um, and I kind of hate that. But like with Marvel stuff, it's kind of like it. I could talk, X-Men '97. I could talk, Spider-Man, whatever it is, and you guys always like show love or support or comment or give your thoughts and things of that nature. It just feels like you guys are just more responsive. I'm not saying that people in animation are not responsive. I'm not saying that. I just personally right now this is just the vibe I'm on, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah. You saw the trailer for season three. You saw the trailer for season three of What If. What did you think about it? I know we had the trailer a while back when they released it. I know Sam is gonna be in there as Captain America. Monica Rambeau. We saw Shang Chi as some kind of cowboy in the sneak peek that we got. So yeah, like I said, What If is just I'll check out season three. It's just that What If just isn't a show that I you know connected to in terms of like animation wise. The X Men '97, like I said, and I know people saying like, "Where's X Men '97 at?" X Men '97 probably isn't gonna come out until 2026. The second season, we were gonna have the second season come out, next year, but due to some things happening and creative overhaul, regardless of how I feel about the creative overhaul, that's completely up to you. But it's gonna be 2026 until we get season two of X Men '97, which is kind of disappointing because I was ready for that second season. There were a lot of plans in the second season that we got that are gonna be changing that I'm not really fond of because you set it up, certain things that you set up that we were going to see that we might not see. So I don't know. It's not to talk negatively of X Men '97. I'm still looking forward to the next season. I love the X Men characters. It's finally time that the X Men characters finally get their just due, and this year is the start of that with X Men '97, with Deadpool and Wolverine, with whenever the Wolverine game comes out. Probably 2026 because they're still trying to fix up stuff due to the hacks and stuff with the game. So it'll probably be 2026 when we get something, maybe a release or something for that game. But it's just time for the X-Men like to kind of just have their time in the spotlight and stuff. So yeah, if you guys, like I said, you guys have any thoughts on that Marvel trailer that we got? Do you guys feel like Marvel is being too ambitious? Do you guys feel like, the content that you've seen is enough to get you guys interested? Do you guys feel like there's maybe too much content they released? Definitely let me know your thoughts because it's an interesting thing. One thing I will say is I do think it might be good that they released all this content next year because if they're going to move into 2026, there's big stuff coming in 2026. We have, Spider-Man 4, we have Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars. Those are like the three projects that we know are confirmed for 2026 at the moment. But, after knowing that next year what Marvel could do, they could reveal what the next projects are going to be on the Phase 6 slate. So all of Phase 5 next year will be complete after December. Yeah, Wonderman comes out in December. So Phase 5 will be done. So we're gonna move into Phase 6. So I would imagine we'll probably learn about Phase 6. I'd say San Diego Comic Con of next year. That's my guess. It could also be D23 as well, because I know Disney, they love to save up those kind of things for those big events. So it could either be San Diego Comic Con, D23. Around that time next year, we'll probably find out more about that. Which San Diego Comic Con next year is going to be big, because with Superman, there's just so much coming out next year that it's insane. 2025 is going to be an insane year entertainment wise. Like I said, you got your Marvel, you got your DC, you got your Invincible. You got a Looney Tunes movie coming out next year. Like, there's so much with movies, TV shows, and video games. Marvel has two video games that might be coming out. But obviously, the one that we know of could be Rise of Hydra, that could come out next year. There's rumors of maybe the Iron Man game that EA has been working on that could be coming out next year. I'm not sure. I don't want to say if that's true because I don't know. I'm just hearing rumblings, but the Iron Man game could come out maybe later. But again, big year for Marvel, on all fronts, and even comics. Like, Marvel's going to be dropping a ton of comics next year too. So again, big year for Marvel. Probably one of their most biggest ambitious years. I'd say, since 2018, because 2018 was a big year for Marvel. We had Daredevil season 3, which that's my all-time favorite season of the show. I love the show as a whole, but Daredevil season 3 is just it's just so different, but I love it. And we had Into the Spider-Verse that came out. That was big. We had Infinity War. We had Captain Marvel, I think, came out 2018, or maybe that was 2019. I can't remember. And then we had Black Panther. I mean, 2018 was stacked. But, back then, Marvel didn't have these TV shows and stuff. I'm pretty sure they had the concept of the TV shows. And I mean, Marvel did have TV shows. I mean, like I said, we had, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, The Defenders, Punisher, Cloak and Dagger, The Runaways. Which interesting fun fact: the actor who plays Vic and the Penguin, he was a character in The Runaways. So there's that. So yeah, there's a lot of other shows from Marvel TV that we got, before Marvel Studios like officially decided to, drop this idea that they're gonna start doing television content. So let's see, what's up, Marvel fan? How you doing? I don't know if I could stay for long, but I will try. Yeah. Marvel fan, I'm gonna ask you. So I know you seen the trailer, the Marvel TV trailer that we got with all the announcements and stuff. Like I said, we had Daredevil Born Again, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Wonderman, Ironheart, What If Season 3, Marvel Zombies, Eyes of Wakanda, Deadpool Wolverine coming to Disney Plus. Out of all those, like, what were you most excited for? What were you most hyped about in that trailer? I kind of want to get your thoughts on that. We talked a little bit earlier about all the shows and stuff, kind of going by order. I gave my thoughts and opinions, but if you have any thoughts and opinions, Marvel fan, definitely let me know because I'm interested and curious to see what you have to say about them. Oh, also another news that I just seen just not too long ago is that Marvel is thinking about considering putting Agatha for awards for next year. So I know that they're, instead of doing it as a limited series, in the limited series category, they're actually going to put in comedy, best comedy, which I wouldn't consider Agatha really a comedy. It's more of, in my opinion, it's more of like action. Well, maybe not action and adventure. It's more fantasy than it's more fantasy than comedy in my honest opinion, but I don't know if they have a fantasy category in the awards section. I'm sure they do though. At least they should. Let's see, you said I was really excited for Wonder Man, Spider Man, and a bit of Daredevil Born Again. Awesome. Awesome. A lot of those things, yeah, we have the same like hype level for those. I was excited for the same things, honestly. Um, Also, I kind of also I think it's more of a mystery story. Okay, more of a mystery story. Okay, well, I feel like the awards category should have a mystery genre section for that. So hopefully they. I don't know why Marvel won't consider it in mystery instead of a comedy series because I don't see it as a comedy. But hey, I know Marvel fan. I know you've been seeing a lot of the reception online for the Spider-Man series. What do you think about the Spider-Man series? Are you okay with the animation? Do you feel like the animation looks bad or anything like that? Because I've been seeing a lot of that reception online. It's kind of been mixed. Like I said, some people like it, some people don't like it. Some people are, trying to. Uh, I won't say who. I won't say who per se, but I will say there is someone who made a video that pretty much was saying like, "Oh, this show's bland," and with Spider-Man 98, at least we had bright, colorful, vibrant things and things of that nature. And I'm like, man, like it's kind of hard to judge, something based off of like 5 seconds of animation that we've seen. And I would imagine like they're still working on the animation for that show, like getting it polished and cleaned. And I brought this up many times before, but this reminds me of the whole X-Men 97 situation where when X-Men 97, people were wondering like what's going on with the show. And then a scooper like sent out like the blurriest image ever from the trailer. You've probably seen that image where it got leaked, apparently. Um, and it was of Cyclops, that scene where he says, "To me, my X-Men," right? Like, that was the scene. And the whole, everybody, most of the people online were like very like negative about it. Like, they were saying, "Oh, X-Men 97 looks bad. This looks horrible. Why did they do this? They're ruining the X-Men." And then that trailer dropped. And all the people who were saying, how bad X-Men 97 was going to be, how it was going to flop, all their opinions suddenly started to change, saying, "Oh yeah, this show is really good now." It's like, well, that's funny because I remember you judging the show based off of a blurry image from a scooper who, once again, if you're a scooper, I would imagine you would at least have an HD image and not something that's so blurry and hard to make out. But hey, whatever works for you, I guess. But you know, X Men '97 proved a lot of people wrong, which I said since day one. I was like, X Men '97 is gonna shock a lot of people. It's gonna be something special. And I don't say those things, and I know sometimes people are like, "Oh, you hype things up. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." And it's like that's not the case. It's like with certain projects, you can just tell the amount of love and dedication and the amount of feedback that you get from people that work on these shows, right? You can just tell that they're very knowledgeable about certain things and they want to do something different. Like you obviously see that with X-Men 97, I saw that. And with the voice actors constantly hyping up the show and, recording themselves in the booth, recording and, talking with the X-Men fans on Twitter and just all of the conversations and them sharing all the cosplay of, people showing, their X-Men, showing off their X-Men costumes and stuff like that. Like they're very much engaged with the community, with the X-Men community. So I knew that this was going to be something special. So when it came out again, It shocked a lot of people. It was talked about. It was trending on Twitter every single week. Every time an X-Men 97 episode would hit, Twitter would be X-Men 97 all over the feed. It wasn't just the Gambit episode with him dying, it was every single episode. And that's why I say, like, I miss that era. I miss X-Men 97 because it was just something different. That era was something special. So like I said, I hope they continue with the same vibe of the first season with, season 2, so we can get that same vibe again, because I really enjoyed just the community all being like, everybody's talking about it. Like, I had people at work that I didn't even know even watched that kind of stuff. We're talking about X-Men 97, and I'm like, wait a minute. Yo, this show is different. So I just, man. And I'm hoping it's the same with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, because I've been talking about this show, since its announcement. And I hope that this show lives up to its potential, and I have a feeling that it will. I think people are I feel like people are judging the show way too harshly, because the animation wasn't what they wanted, and the concept art that was constantly being shown, and maybe that might be a problem, was the concept art had so much overexposure to the point that, in people's minds, that's what they envisioned the show to look like. Even though countless times people said that the show was gonna be like a sort of a 2D and 3D thing with Polygon Pictures, which Polygon Pictures has done some 3D work in the past and things of that nature, but people were expecting a fully 2D animated series, and that kind of rubbed people the wrong way because of that, which, if you feel like you wish the show would have been fully 2D, I understand. Honestly, I would have liked the show to have been fully 2D, because I could have rocked with that. But I'm interested in the direction they're gonna take this too. So I don't have any problem. And then people are like, oh, the stories, and it's like, well, you haven't even seen the show. How can you judge the story? How can you judge any aspect of the show if you've never even seen one episode of it? So I just, that's just something to keep in mind with people. And again, people are always gonna find something negative to say, because negativity sells, especially on YouTube. It's kind of, I've talked to some people, and now it's kind of gotten to the point where they have to say like a negative title or have a negative thumbnail to get people to watch their videos, because if you speak positively about something, people think that you're boring. People love controversy, they love drama, they love chaos, and I don't know. I don't know where this whole idea of chaos better, chaos good came from, but it's just really annoying, especially as a creator, when you're trying to, not go off of these trends of being negative and trying to find something out of nothing, because I'm a sad, individual. And no, I like talking positively about things. Now, there's some things I've gave my criticism on, but it's never really been like, oh, this show sucks. The people that work on the show should get fired. They should never work again. It's never been anything like that, because at the end of the day, these are artists, and these artists go hard at work a lot amount of days in their life to try to bring some content. So I will never try to tell someone, oh, they need to be fired, or, I don't know what made them to, do this or do that, because again, that's not my job. I'm just here to give my feedback. If I like something, I'm going to say that I like it. If I don't like something, I'm not going to be like a lot of these people who whine, moan, and complain online about it. I'm going to say, okay, I didn't like this. Here's why. And then I give like my explanation as to why I feel the way I feel about why I didn't like certain things. But I know I'm going on a whole tangent. I'm sorry, Marvel fan, and everybody else. Yeah, the Ironheart looks mid. What if looks, well, not great. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm Ironheart is a maybe. It's a maybe. My excitement kind of went up just a little bit for certain things, but it's still a maybe. What if? Yeah, like I said, what if? Not the biggest fan of what if. Animation looks great, like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, like again, like I'm not gonna judge it based off of a 5 second clip. I'm just gonna wait until we finally get a trailer to kind of give my final decision and thoughts about it. Can't wait for Ironheart, and that's dope. DJ Knight, like I said, everybody's gonna be excited for different things. What's up, Solomon? You said a Deadpool Wolverine animated series. In the first episode, Deadpool says, "Can someone tell me how we ended up in animation? That would be cool." Yeah, kind of like if you guys have seen the Everybody Hates Chris animated series they have, the first episode. It's kind of funny how they do that. So maybe they do something like that, and they can, with Deadpool, they can make it very meta. How did we get here? So, Marvel fan, I just wanted to put it out there. I got to go in about 30 minutes. Oh, good, Marvel fan. If you are around and back, I might still be streaming. This won't be too much of a long stream. Like I said, I'll probably go for about an hour and 30, but if you're back in time, let me know if you have some extra thoughts. Let's see, APEC. What's up, APEC? How you doing? Hey, bro, it's me. Do you remember me? I believe I do. You were in my one of my other streams. You were in one of my other streams, I believe. Eyes of Wakanda looks really good. Yeah, it does. It's got a different animation style, but like I said, my whole thing with Eyes of Wakanda, like I said, it's in concept, it's cool. Like I said, we're probably gonna learn about the mythology about Wakanda and things of that nature. But man, I want to see a Black Panther cartoon. Like, I want to see that. I want to see T'Challa going on some kind of mission every episode, or maybe sometimes he's teaming up with a potential hero for a certain takedown of a villain. Like, imagine Black Panther and Daredevil. That would be cool to see. Or Daredevil and Miles Morales, or something. Because again, like I'm like reading the Miles run right now currently with Miles and Black Panther, and I'm loving their dynamic so far, and I'm really looking forward to the next issue of that comic. So yeah, like I just would have preferred that. And if they wanted to tell like the ancestry of Wakanda, there was a way they could do that while still having T'Challa around. But that's just how I feel about it. For my excitement, Ironheart went down, like, but still a little hyped. Yeah, understandable. Understandable. Like I said, Ironheart is a maybe. It's a maybe for me. I have to see more. And again, maybe that's because, again, my ignorance to not really knowing too much about, knowing too much about Ironheart and her character as a whole. And like I said, if you guys have any comic suggestions for Ironheart, let me know some comics and I'll check them out. Like I said, I'm always willing and I'm always willing to know more about these characters because not everybody knows about these characters, and sometimes not everybody's seeking out to look for these characters. Everybody has their set of characters that they like, but I'm always one who believes that there's always more story to tell. And I know there's always more story to tell with these characters, so that's why I want to know more about them. I want to see more Marvel characters that can control the weather. Yeah, I want to too. I know we have Storm. I believe there's another character that can control weather, but I don't know exactly their name. But I think there is another Marvel character that can. Give give top 5 Marvel characters you'd like if I had. Okay. Give give top 5 Marvel characters you'd like. I guess for me, you're asking me my top 5. So obviously Spider-Man, I you can put Miles Morales in that, so he would be considered Spider Man. Black Panther is another. Daredevil, X Men. I guess you put all the X Men together, because I mean I like Wolverine, I like Gambit, I like a good amount of the X Men characters, so I just put them in one big clump. I'll say the X Men, and then my fifth. I think that would be my fifth. Would that be my fifth? I don't think so. So, Spider Man, Daredevil, Black Panther, X Men, and Doctor Strange. I like Doctor Strange. I'm hoping we see more of Doctor Strange. Which, speaking of, I have not forgot about the We Got the Script stream. I'm gonna try to set that up sometime next week so we could, write a script or just kind of give ideas for Doctor Strange 3. Speaking of, if you guys haven't seen those streams, definitely go check that out. The first one we did is for Blade. We wrote Marvel Studios Blade. You guys had a lot of great ideas for a Blade film. Kevin Feige, if Marvel's lost on what to do, they should definitely hit you guys up because you guys came up with a lot of great ideas. And then we did Spider-Man 4, which was one of my highest dreams. That got over 700 people coming in. And you guys had a lot of feedback for Spider-Man 4 as well. Um, so, yeah. Uh, Doctor Strange 3, I think there's a lot of cool content they could do with Doctor Strange 3. And if they do decide to do more things with Doctor Strange beyond a potential third film as well that we could get into. So, oh, Dracula and Eclipsa and Kelda. Is that for the Blade? Is that for Blade? I'm guessing that's kind of some ideas of some characters that you want me to write down. I know we put down Dracula. We also put down Lilith as well, because my Goff is still going to be playing Lilith, I think. I don't know if the same cast is still going to be around, but I know she was supposed to play Lilith, but I don't know if that's going to be the case as of right now. If I do, I'll like Carnage, Venom, Iron Man, Spider Man, and Black Panther. That's a cool list. Yeah, that's a cool list. And like I said, that's what's so cool about this is that everyone has a top five list or a top 10 list, and everyone's list is going to be different. Like I said, my list is different from yours. Your list is probably going to be different from Marvel fan. Marvel fans' list is probably going to be different from Solomon, and I think that's what's dope about this is we all have characters that we like, uh, and I'm sure we would love to see more of. So yeah, no, there are characters that can also control the weather. There are. So there are more besides Storm. Like I said, I just only know Storm, and like I said, another character that I know, but I don't know their name. At least I don't remember their name, but I knew they controlled something with weather. But yeah, a character that I'm hoping to see is Blue Marvel. I would love to see Blue Marvel. Um, I know Blue Marvel is very powerful, and I was kind of thinking with the Marvels, right? Like I thought maybe we would see Blue Marvel, but we didn't. So maybe they're gonna save that up for the Supernatural saga. Maybe there's something they could do with that. If it is the Supernatural saga again, that's kind of like my head canon for the next saga for the MCU. Storm, the mistress of the elements. Yes, she is, and she is a boss. She is a boss at what she does. Shout out to Storm. My list is Star Lord, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Deadpool, and Spider Man. That's a that's a dope list too. Star Lord is a really underrated character. I feel My buddy Tony, aka Anima TD, he's a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan, so he would definitely agree with the Star Lord being there. I think I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's doing all right. I'm sure he's doing all right. He's probably just busy, but yeah. Shout out to him. Between Venom, Riot, Carnage, which symbiote is most powerful for you? Uh, to be quite honest with you, I don't. To be quite honest with you, in terms of power scale, when it comes to the symbiotes, I don't really know too much about that. I would imagine. I would imagine maybe Venom is a little bit stronger than Riot and Carnage, but again, I don't really know that to really be sure. I just know that Noel is the all powerful when it comes to the symbiote because he's the symbiote god.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man. He says something Iron Man. Didn't Storm get her powers from some African witchcraft stuff? Well, sort of. I do know that there was a point in the Uncanny X-Men comics where Storm actually was turned into her younger self. So she didn't have her powers per se. But when Gambit came in, when he was first introduced, Gambit actually helped her try to get her powers back. And they actually had like a close bonding friendship, her and Gambit, because of that. I do know that. And Pepper, I guess you're referring to Pepper Potts. I said some really cool characters, and even like some side characters that really don't get too much shine. There's some good characters there too. That they're starting now because with the MCU and things of that nature, they're starting to get like their stories told. Like Jimmy Woo, like you know, Jimmy Woo is like in Marvel Zombies. I think he's like one of the main characters in Marvel Zombies. So that's interesting. I mean, like I said, we had Jimmy Woo in WandaVision, and we haven't heard from him since. So, again, interesting how the MCU is kind of also helping propel more lore and insight into side characters. Who would win, Moon Knight or Captain America? Hmm. That's something I'll have to think about because it depends on the circumstance. It depends on the circumstance. I feel like I feel like Moon Knight might have a little bit of a slight edge over Captain America, but still, with at the same time, it depends. Also depends if Captain America has a Super Soldier Serum in him. Because if he has a Super Soldier Serum, then it's gonna obviously that's gonna be a bit of a fight. But if he doesn't, then yeah, Moon Knight automatically wins that fight. Iron Man, War Machine, yeah, and Pepper Potts. Okay, so you like all of the Iron Man characters, which is nothing wrong with that. I don't know too much about War Machine besides like obviously like the movies, but I'm sure War Machine has some pretty interesting arcs. Do I watch Dragon Ball? I did when I was younger. I did watch Dragon Ball. I haven't watched it in a while. I know they have a new series on Netflix. Dragon Ball Daima? I think that's the name of it. So I might have to check that out. But I've been a little off my game when it comes to Dragon Ball. Like I said, I haven't watched it in a while. Um, I was supposed to like my friends did go see the Broly movie that came out. I was in high school. I was a senior in high school when that Broly movie came out. I was supposed to go with them, but something came up, so I didn't get a chance to go with them, which sucked. Because that kind of would have been my first time in a while seeing Dragon Ball Z again. But who knows? I might tap into it again. Have you seen the Sonic 3 reaction Sonic 3? Yes, I have seen the trailer for Sonic 3. I actually have a reaction of it up on my channel. It's not too far away. It was like pretty recent. You'll have to scroll down my videos, but I did do a reaction to that. That was a fun reaction too. That got a lot of a lot of good people talking as well. I rumor has it. I don't know if this is true, so I'm taking it with a grain of salt. But rumor has it that we might be getting a second Sonic trailer, but I don't know if that's confirmed or anything like that, so I don't want to say too much. But that might be a video that I do this week. So sometime this week, I will be talking about Sonic 3 because there's some little details and things that we gotten. I know they Fadango, Fadango, or I guess that's what I say it. They put out that image of Shadow, which Shadow's been getting a lot of exposure this year. So it's really cool to see, Shadow. He's becoming a big major character, and I know a lot of people who grew up, who had a Shadow phase. Like people love Shadow, they love the character. Um, and I saw this interesting tweet on Twitter. Someone was like, "Yeah, go take your kids to go see this so they can have Shadow phase." So to a lot of people, they can relate to that because some people did have a phase where Shadow was just the guy for them. So it's gonna be cool to see, kids, children that, maybe have played a Sonic game or two, or maybe have seen some of the Sonic shows, finally have like that moment where they can see Shadow on the big screen. From what I've been hearing from, the director of Sonic 3 talking about Keanu Reeves, he talks about like Keanu Reeves like really did the research to, the Shadow and the character and how he wants to portray Shadow. So it seems like that Keanu Reeves is very much dedicated to that role. So who knows what where they could do with that, If people love Shadow that much, which I'm sure they will, who knows? Maybe they'll do a spin-off series similar to what they did with Knuckles. Maybe they'll do a Shadow spin-off series or something. I want to see a Punisher and Bullseye fight. I think we're going to see that, Solomon. I think we will see that. Because if you notice in the Because if you notice in the little teaser trailer that we got, we did see Daredevil fighting someone in a blue suit, and I automatically picked up on that and said, "Yeah, that's Bullseye because of the blue suit." Now, obviously, I also picked up on it too because there were some set photos that I had seen, and he was where the actor who plays Bullseye had that same suit on, so that's why like I automatically picked up on that. Name five of your best friends' names. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really have best friends. I just have people that I'm cool with, I guess. Welcome back, Marvel fan. All good, all good. We're just talking different things. But yes, Solomon, I think we will see a Punisher and Bullseye fight at some point. It has to happen. Let's see, my five best friend names are Paradise, Iman, Nas, Daniel, and Leon. Oh, Leon's my best friend from Italy. If the others from Malaysia include me. Oh, that's dope. Shout out to your friend Leon in Italy. Shout out to him. Yeah, Solomon and Marvel fan. How do you guys feel about Muse? What do you guys think about Muse? Do you think Muse is going to be a lot bigger than we expect? Do you think he's going to be a side villain? Also, I also forgot to mention that we did see White Tiger. I forgot that White Tiger is going to be in this. Also, rest in peace to that actor. He passed away. He was playing White Tiger. Yeah, and Punisher is going to beat him to a pulp. Punisher is probably a little stronger. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, that is a must. We got to see Punisher and Bullseye. So the fights we obviously know so far is, we're definitely going to see some type of Muse and Daredevil fight at some point. I'd say like I'm just really curious about White Tiger. What is his presence going to be in the series? I just think it's interesting that they even included a character like White Tiger. Like, obviously, like if you saw Ultimate Spider-Man, then White Tiger. He has a sister, and that's his sister in the show. Um, so yeah, which people have been like fan casting Jenna Ortega to play her, which I could see. I could see that. I have to go to school first. Bye later. I'll see you. I'll see you again next live. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Apex. I hope you have a good day at school. I'll be live again. Uh, Sometime this week I'll be live again. So yeah, yeah. Daredevil's probably, like I said, Daredevil's probably gonna be most people's most anticipated. But Daredevil, from the neighborhood Spider-Man, and um, Wonderman, like I said. Mew's design looks awesome. I could picture him as a side villain or a main villain. Yeah, they really did the design of Muse really good. Very accurate to what he looks like. Ever since the little small trailer we got from that, I've been doing like fan made creating posters for Daredevil Born Again because that's just how excited I am for the series. So who knows? Maybe I'll have to share those fan made posters that I've been working on. If you guys are interested in seeing that, um, I could definitely share those. But the next one I am gonna work on one for Muse. We just don't have that much footage of Muse besides that shot that we got of him. I'm hoping that a Daredevil Born Again trailer comes out, sometime this weekend because D23 is this weekend. So hopefully we get the final official trailer, which again, if we do, best believe I will be reacting to it over here on the channel. So make sure you're notified and all of that when that goes out, because that's going to be pretty big once that does drop. And I'll even do like a live stream talking about Daredevil Born Again and kind of breaking down the trailer with you guys if you want to see that when we do get the trailer. Because I'm very invested in that series. But yeah, Muse looks great. Muse looks great. Also, we got to see him flying around with the club, with the actual, with the actual club that he uses. Like we haven't seen that before. But now we're actually seeing that, so that's fun. I hope we get some scenes with just him seeing him flying around Hell's Kitchen. Thoughts on the Agatha finale? I thought the so when episode 8 came on and they kind of resolved all the things that they need to resolve, I was kind of like, okay, where do we go from here? Because I mean, we have a like I'm looking at this and I'm saying like we have one last episode. What are we gonna do with this? And then if you know at the end we got that twist. We didn't get the reveal right then, but then we get the reveal, and then the final episode is some backstory on Agatha and Nicholas Scratch, her son, and things of that nature. And then we kind of see what happened to her son, why he died, and then it was kind of like we jump back to the reveal of Agatha being a ghost, which I believe, Marvel fan, it was either you or someone else who said that they might do something like that. Um, they might have Agatha become a ghost, kind of like a kind of like an adversary for adversary for Wiccan. I believe I believe you had mentioned that that's something they could do, and they ended up doing that. But my thoughts on it, I thought it was interesting. Obviously, we now know that they're gonna be trying to find Tommy, so we'll see where that goes. That might be Vision Quest. That is, if like I said, if you were here earlier, Agatha all along is might be getting another season or something. They haven't confirmed it, but with the nominations that they've been putting in, it's kind of seems like they are. But it might be Vision Quest. We might see them show up in Vision Quest and try to find Tommy. It's like they're putting a lot of love in Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, definitely. In that trailer, Daredevil Born Again was like the main thing in that trailer. That was their big selling point. So that tells me like they're really big on Daredevil Born Again next year being a big contender for them. I could see Daredevil Born Again them putting out awards for that in the Emmys or, for best action series or something like that. I could definitely see, Daredevil Born Again being their big thing. So I see why they put a lot of that in that trailer. No joke, that was my exact reaction when Agatha episode 8 ended before I watched episode 9. I'm like, what? Episode 9 is going to what is episode 9 going to make happen? Yeah, yeah, and I thought that what they did with the final episode, I thought that was interesting because they added a little bit more mystery. Like just when you think it's over, right? They pull the rug out from under you and they say like, "You thought we were done?" Like, "No, there's more." And then we get the backstory and then the reveal at the end. And it's like, "Huh, I didn't see that coming." That surprisingly did not get leaked about Agatha being a ghost at the end. Cause the suit, the Funkos did leak out and spoil that we were gonna get Wiccan and we were gonna get Lady Death, but there was no Funko Pops for Ghost Agatha, so I think that was a really good call on them. I'm pretty sure there is one, but it was a really good call on them for not revealing that. I heard of a show special or slash special for Wiccan. I heard the title. If it happens, it will be called Wiccan. Yeah, I could see that. I could see Wiccan getting his own like maybe special presentation where he's going to go find his brother, Tommy. Since we now know Tommy is out there drowning in a pool, That was like that scene right there kind of like it got to me because I don't like bullies. I never liked bullies. I got bullied a lot in school. So I know firsthand what it's like to deal, with that situation of being bullied. Now I know it was never gotten to the point where things were physical, except one time where it did get physical. But I'm not a fighter. I don't believe in fighting. But if I have to defend myself and the people I love, I will defend myself. And that was a situation where I had to defend myself because this guy kept bothering me every single day, and I told him to leave me alone, and he wouldn't leave me alone. And sometimes, I'm going to say this, some people need their behinds whooped. They need a butt whooping for them to leave you alone. Some people. And he was just one of those people that, for some reason, he needed a butt whooping, and I gave it to him. I didn't want to, but I had to defend myself because he kept putting his hands on me. So I did what I had to do. He left me alone, and that was that. I didn't have anybody else try to physically start anything with me ever since then. But yeah, hopefully Wiccan was able to like get out of the pool and stuff. I'm sure he was. But also, Marvel fan, I'm mentioning this to you. I'm sure you probably scoped this out, but did you see the X-Men patch on Wiccan's costume? Because I that was one of the things I definitely noticed. I got a little theory. I think they might do Young Avengers. I might do a Young Avengers movie. I'm very confident, and I've been hearing that for a while. I think the Young Avengers could be a story around Wiccan trying to find his brother. Yeah, that could be the case too. Because I mean, we already have. Um, oh wow! Shout out to Lacole. Thank you. Thank you for the $5 bomb. Thank you for the first. Yeah, that's my first ever super. The first ever super chat on stream. Good content. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the content. I plan on making so much more. And again, it's all thanks to you guys. I wouldn't be where I am today without you all supporting me. The streams, the videos, all of it. So thank you. Thank you, Lacole, and thank you all so much as well. Really. His costume, the Wiccan costume, towards episode 8, the finale. Well, I guess you could call it the finale, even though it wasn't the finale, but still. But and if you see like on his costume, like there's some stitches there. But one of the stitches, I believe it's on his the left side of the costume. You can see like the circle with the X in it. And automatically I caught on to that and I said, "Oh, that's X-Men. That's an X-Men reference." Did you give him a bloody nose? No, I didn't. I punched him with good time. And he pushed me, I punched him with good time, and that was kind of it. Because the teachers kind of stopped it right after that. It was in 7th grade when that happened too. Middle school was kind of tough. I could tell you some stories about middle school, but I prefer not to. At least not right now. Maybe that's something I'll get into if you guys want like a story time or something like that. I could probably get into some things that I went through, but you know, um, middle school was not good to me. I'll just be honest. I did not catch that. I'm definitely going to look back on that. Yeah, but that would make sense. Yeah, yeah. So when I caught that, I wanted to say something on social media about it, but I didn't. It was just kind of one of those things where I was like, you know what? I caught that, but I just didn't say anything. But I know new rock stars heavy spoilers. I'm pretty sure they did their they pretty I'm pretty sure they did their Easter egg videos and stuff, and they probably caught it too. So you know, yeah, because he has mutant ties. Yeah, yeah. Try to straighten that up a little bit. There we go. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like I said, we're getting close to the mutants coming in. They keep teasing the mutants, and we have mutants already, but we're gonna get more mutants. So it's just a matter of if and when they all begin to show up. You know. There we go. But yeah. So if they decide to do a Wiccan special presentation, or maybe they lead it into Young Avengers, because we already have the Young Avengers already a good portion of the team. We got Wiccan, we have Miss Marvel, we have Kate Bishop. They're going to go find Cassie Lang, so Cassie Lang, I'm sure, is going to be in there. Isn't Wiccan's boyfriend in Agatha? That was Hulkling, right? If I know that people were kind of talking about that. He's Hulkling, right? And that. What are your thoughts on Marvel Zombies? Uh, honestly, I'm kind of like how the way I feel about What If is kind of like how I feel about Marvel Zombies. Although Marvel Zombies is a very interesting concept, I was hoping that Marvel Zombies they would do something different. Marvel Zombies to me just feels like a continuation of What If. And again, I'm already not the biggest fan of What If. So to me, I was just hoping they would had a different style of animation for What If, but that's not going to be the case. So I'll still check it out. I just wish again they would have done something different. Not every animated show needs to be the What If style. I think Marvel animation should have very different, unique styles. Like X-Men '97 should not look like What If. What If should not look like Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I feel the exact same way about Marvel Zombies. Marvel Zombies should have had its own unique look. But again, you know, that's how I feel about it. But what about you? What do you think about Marvel Zombies? Marvel fan? Are you excited? Are you not excited? What are your thoughts about it? Also, we could actually have a full team of Young Avengers. We can have Wiccan and Tommy. We have Kate Bishop, Miss Marvel. We have a young Captain. Oh, that's right, Patriot. I forgot we had Patriot as well. I forgot about him. We have Ironheart and Kid Loki. That's right. We do. Yeah, I honestly forgot. I forgot about Patriot, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I'm sure we'll probably see him in Captain America: Brave New World. We'll probably see him do something. I hope. If they're gonna build up the Young Avengers, I would hope he would be involved. Yeah. Kid Loki. Yeah, like, are they gonna pull Kid Loki from one of the timelines? You know, because isn't Kid Loki in the Void still? Or I'm sure there's some way they can pull Kid Loki out of there. And yeah, also we have Ironheart. Uh, so yeah, Marvel Zombies looks meh. I think it does make sense to have that style because it's a spin-off of What If. Yeah, Yeah, now that you mention that, like, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It being a spin-off. I just don't know why it's 4 episodes. Why is Marvel Zombies just 4 episodes? I just think that's odd to me, you know? Unless there's more episodes that they're making for Marvel Zombies, but they haven't revealed them yet. That could be the case too. But so far, from what we got from what D23, they said that Marvel Zombies is only 4 episodes. Eyes of Wakanda is only 4 episodes too. So even with that in mind, I'm like, are they gonna release all the episodes for Marvel Zombies? All at once? And are they gonna do the same thing for Eyes of Wakanda? Because those shows just only having 4 episodes, I don't see any point of them doing a whole weekly, thing for those. Okay, I gotta go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had a great time. I had a great time though. Awesome, man. Yeah, Marvel fan, all good. It's all good, man. You don't have to apologize. Like I said, we all have things that we gotta do, and you gotta do what you gotta do. So, no, no need to apologize. I definitely understand. I'll do another stream this week. So if you're around and not busy, we'll definitely do another stream. But yeah, yeah, stay safe, Marvel fan. Hope you have a good day, a good night, good week, wherever you are. Yeah, see ya. See you, man. I will hop on the next stream for sure. Yeah, man, for sure. I'll probably do the next stream on Wednesday. If I'm not busy on Wednesday, it'll be Wednesday for the next stream. I just gotta figure out what to talk about then. I'm sure we'll probably get some interesting topics by then. So if there's some more Marvel news or something like that, or DC news, well, I'll do set up a stream for that. You know what? Since it is D23 this week, I might do a D23 predictions stream. Is that what you guys would you guys like to see that? Like a D23 prediction stream? I know we did one with D23 back in September, but this one's going to be in Brazil. So do you guys want like a prediction stream for that? Let me know. Now I can get that set up. Or do you want me to talk about something else? Um, But yeah, if you are watching this on the replay and you like the conversations over here, you like the streams, you like the vibes that we have over here, just very chill, just everybody kind of conversating with each other, talking, different things. Like I said, Marvel, DC. I might try to do some streams talking about some animation stuff too, as well. But again, if you like these streams, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend, tell your mom, your dad, your grandpa across the way, whoever. Tell your dog, your cat, and just share the stream because, like I said, all those things they help my reach and help bring it to a wider audience. And I want to try to grow this channel to have a multitude of different audiences so that way we can just have more people to join the conversation and just join the dream team in general. um, at some point I do have some plans, like I do want to do like a membership. I do want to have like maybe like a membership. It won't be anything expensive or nothing like that. I just just y- you know just kind of for you guys, if you just want like a membership thing. I do want to work on some merch. I do have some funny, like, interesting merch ideas too. So if you guys want to see some merch, uh, the goal is to try to get to 5,000 subscribers, and then we can get some merch going and stuff like that. But that's a bit of the plan. But yeah. I'm probably gonna end the stream in like a few more minutes. If there's some more questions or comments that you have, feel free to share them. And if you're watching this on the replay, again, if you have any comments, concerns, questions, topic ideas that you would like to see me talk about, rather in videos or in live streams, let me know because I'm like I said, I'm here for you guys. Um, and I'm just very thankful for all the love and support that's been shown over the past 2 years. You know, in January is going to be 3 years since I've been doing YouTube, and it doesn't even feel that long. It feels like I honestly just started, but the amount of growth I've had over the past 2 years, 2.5 years, has been really amazing. I remember videos only getting 10 views. And I'm just happy about that. Just the fact that I was getting 10 views on a video and, getting my first 100 view video and, first 1,000 viewed video and then the first 30,000 viewed video. Like, it's just insane. And just also being mentioned in news articles, which, yeah, I've actually been mentioned in some articles. I believe Looper did a article that mentioned me. The Direct, I believe they also mentioned me. Comic Book mentioned me in an article. um, just different places, right? So it's really cool that my channel is starting to reach other audiences as well. I'm really happy about that, and that's my goal, is to continue to grow this channel and grow it with you guys. Because again, if it wasn't for the love and support that you guys show and share, through this, I don't have this. I don't have this channel. Um, it's all shout out to you guys. And again, I say it all the time, but the dream team is the best team. You guys really are the best. Um, so again, I always like, I know I say it every stream, but if there's something you love doing, if there's something that you want to do out of life, do it. Um, do what you love and do it better than anything you could ever imagine. And um, again, there's so much more that I'm willing to take you guys on. There's so many more journeys and adventures and trips and just things in general that I'm willing to share and I want to share in the future, that I think you guys are just going to be, it's going to be amazing to see. It's going to be amazing to see. So just stick with me, hang in there, and it's going to be great. But yeah, like I said, if you guys have any more comments, questions, now's the time because I'm going to end the stream in about 50 seconds. I could end it at 140, to be fair. I could end it at 140. I might end it at 140. But yeah, lastly, some announcements. I do want to get some announcements out of the way. I might have it, like I said, the Sonic 3 video is going to be sometime this week, so definitely stick around for that. Be subscribed for that if you want to, know more about Sonic 3 and kind of some updates and some details that we got. If you guys haven't, definitely check out some of the reactions I've done. I did my Marvel reaction to the trailer. That's doing really good. So if you have someone who hasn't seen that reaction, definitely share it with them. Also, the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man first look, that one's been blowing up, going crazy. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. The Daredevil Born Again first look, that one, Check that one out. That one's doing pretty good. And on my second channel, I did a video last week talking about Spider-Man 4 as well as Spider-Man Noir series. So if you haven't checked that out, that's Jace TV. You'll see a link to the Jace TV channel. If you go to my page, you'll see it. I can't wait to finally actually have a better setup so I could like show all the stuff that I'm talking about on stream so you guys can just have a more clearer view and vision of it. It's already 140. I didn't think I talked that much, but I guess I do. But yeah, that is going to be the ending of the stream. So if you guys enjoyed the stream and want to see more, like I said, I plan on doing a stream this week, Wednesday if I'm not busy. But yeah, with that being said, as I always say, I hope you have a good week, a good day, a good month. Wherever you're at, like I said, whatever you want to do in life, go for it. Don't let anyone stop you. And thank you all so much for tuning in, just to hear me talk and stuff. I'm not the most interesting person on the internet, but I really appreciate it. So thank you all so much. Big love to you all, and peace out.